Hi mamas, it's Kathy, your yogi mom. Today we'll place some extra attention to our heart space, shoulders. I have this tendency to roll my shoulders forward. I know a lot of moms do as well. That's because we're usually holding baby or feeding baby, or we're picking up a toddler or driving around to extracurricular activities, school, work. So a lot of this happens. Today we'll work on opening the shoulders. And I have a blanket and a couple of blocks. You can take any blanket that you have and sit on it to sit a little taller. And then the blocks, if you don't have a set of blocks, you can use thick books. Those will work as well. Let's take a seat and ground down through the pelvis. You can sit comfortably in Sukhasana, easy seated pose. If it's easier for the spine, you can take one leg out as well. Now shift a little bit to the edge of the blanket and place the hands around the knees or the lap. Roll the shoulders back. Send your heart space back so that the shoulders are over the hips. And close the eyes. Tune into the sound of your breath. And the next time you inhale, inhale deeply to expand in the belly. And as you exhale, extend the exhale and release all the air out of the body. Repeat that again. Deep inhale. Fill the belly. Open the ribs. Lift the chest and the collarbones. Feel your heart lift. And as you exhale, relax through the collarbones, the heart, the ribs, and then the belly. All the air is out of the body. Repeat that again. Fill deeply from the bottom to the top and release from the top to the bottom. Leaving the hands around the knees, gently open the eyes and warm up the spine by taking the chest forward for a modified cat and cow. And on the exhale, round in the back, look at your belly, and we'll round those shoulders. Kind of the opposite of what we want to do today, but warming up the spine here, elbows back, chest lifts, sternum lifts, look up. Exhale, round in the spine. Inhale, extend, open through the front body. Exhale, round and contract, spread out the shoulder blades. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, stay with the breath as you move, exhale. And then come back to center. Bring the hands to the heart, and as you inhale, open into cactus arms. Line up the shoulders with the elbows. And on the exhale, bring the hands back in. We're moving with breath, one movement. Inhale, exhale, soften. Do one more. Inhale, open, lift the arms slightly, feel the sternum lift, and then exhale, bring the hands back to center. Take them behind you and interlace the fingers, palms together, or you can grab opposite elbows as you bring the hands behind you, roll the shoulders away. And the palms can stack on the lower spine or take them away from the lower spine. This will open the shoulders a bit. Now there is a tendency to kind of do this with the hands, but if you keep the palms connected, that'll get deeper into the shoulders, especially through the front of the shoulders. Listen to the breath again and breathe deeply into those spaces that feel tight, that you have tension, especially in the front. I feel like I could do heart openers all the time. And we'll stay for another breath. Now relax the hands, release, come over onto your hands and knees and move into a hero's pose. Now you could sit on the heels for a modified kneeling, or if you have a block, place the block between the feet at a second level, and that's right underneath the sits bones. Knees are forward, toes are pointed back. Roll the shoulders back and come into cow face arms. So we'll take the right hand up overhead and then the left hand behind. You start by wrapping that left hand behind the waist and opening the chest and lift the elbow up. And you can also, if you'd like a deeper sensation, take the hands to meet one another and grab opposite fingertips. Be aware of the elbow folding forward and you folding forward. Instead, extend up away from the waist. Lift the elbow up to the ceiling and press the shoulder heads back. Find your breath again. Stay with that as you release those areas that are tight. And feel your left shoulder drop slightly as well. Relax through the lower spine. Disengage the hands. Gently soften them down to your side. Roll back with the shoulders. Now extend the left elbow up. And our modified version is to take the right hand behind the lower spine. And for me on this side, I'm not symmetrical at all. I actually have a shoulder injury from a long time ago, but it still kind of stays with me. So I stay in a modified version for this one, but if you can reach the opposite fingertips, go ahead and reach for that and extend just like you did on the other side. That happens a lot, and often that one side doesn't do what the other side does. Always be patient and honor your body. Keep lifting the left elbow up and away from the head. And breathe steadily. One more breath. Now soften the hands down, soften them back to your side and roll the shoulders out. Come back onto hands and knees. If you'd like some extra padding for your knees, you could use the blanket or leave it to your side. Come into a tabletop with the wrist underneath the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips, tops of the feet on the mat, and move into cat and cow for the regular version, not the modified version like we did on the seat. Inhale, soften the belly, look up. Exhale, round through the back, drop the tailbone, and release the back of the neck. Inhale, extend forward, and listen to the shoulders. Move the shoulders away. Exhale, round in the back. Drop the tailbone. Inhale, press into the hands. Send the sternum between the arms. Look up and stretch the front of the neck. Exhale, round in the spine. Lift the navel up, away from the floor, and extend through the back of the neck. One more round. Inhale, soften the belly. Exhale, round the back. And then return to a neutral spine. Bring the knees out to the side for a variation on child's pose. Big toes touch. Sit back into the heels. And now soften onto the forearms, onto the hands. Forehead to the floor. Now for child's pose, if you have one of those blocks and you'd like some more space underneath the head, if the head's not reaching the floor all the way, you can use a block at any level to provide that extra support. And pay attention to how it feels in the lower back. Anchor the hips into the sits bones. Soften the tops of the feet and the ankles. And this is a good posture to relax into. It's a soothing posture, calming. We'll stay for another breath. And now come back up onto hands and knees. Now that our spine is a little more open, we have more space for puppy pose. Bring the hands forward, far away from you, and there's a couple of options here. This one can be a little more intense. So as you drop, keep the hips over the knees, drop forward either onto your forehead or the chin. You can even rest one forearm on the mat. That does provide some more support too. But this is to sink the heart down, to open the chest. You could also bring the chin and look forward between the hands. That is another option. Or leave the forehead down. Now, if you had your right forearm down, you can also switch to the other side to even out both sides of the arms, or you could stay here for another breath. It's not the most comfortable position. Press into the hands, look slightly up, and walk them back to the hips. Sit back on the heels, and we'll take that blanket to the side now. Bring the hands down to the mat, curl the toes under, and lift into downward facing dog. Now, as you lift into downward facing dog, it's an upside down V position. Extend through the spine, lift the tailbone, and feel the stretch to the sides of the waist, the sides of the arms. And focus on the shoulders. The shoulders tend to creep up towards the ears. Roll them back and down the spine. Slide them down to the hips. Don't worry about the heels so much. Press into the balls of the feet and extend through the back of the ankles. Now tiptoe forward to the front edge of your mat. Relax into Uttanasana, forward fold. Release, soften the belly onto the thighs. Toes forward, feet apart, about hip width apart. And then relax the head down, the crown of the head down. You can also hold opposite elbows or let the arms dangle. Allow gravity to take you forward, to release all that tension through the back, through the shoulders and the head. A gentle inversion. This is a very beneficial posture in yoga. It's simple, but it's very helpful to release all of that tension in the spine and the lower back. So it's not so much about stretching the back of the legs, even though you do feel it there too. One more breath. Now release the arms. Gently roll up through the spine. Stay mindful. Bring that belly button in to support you one vertebra at a time. And stand up tall. We'll build Tadasana here at the center of the mat. Tadasana, mountain pose, feet underneath the hips. The reason I'm going to spend some time on that is because a lot of the reason that we have rounded shoulders is because of a posture issue. So bringing the feet right underneath the hips and lift the toes so that you can feel the force of gravity underneath your feet. And now bring the toes down one at a time to the floor and bend the knees a little bit. So knees are soft, tailbone is soft, and stack the ribs over the hips. They're not splaying out the ribs or splaying out the belly, but they're right on top of one another just to give you some support there as well. And then the palms tip forward, roll the shoulders back. That's going to open this front, expand through the collarbones. And now lift the chin so it's parallel to the floor. So now all of a sudden it might feel a little bit stiff or new, but having this awareness is going to give you some relief through those rounded shoulders between the shoulder blades. Often when I feel that, I kind of come back to this and just realign for myself. And just by doing that, I feel some relief as well. And then it also strengthens you in the back. The more you do it, the more strength you'll feel through the whole torso. We'll stay here, close the eyes, feel your posture, feel the connection to the floor. Now open the eyes. Step forward just slightly to move and create some circulation through the shoulders. We'll soften the hands to face the body. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears, and then roll them back down away from you. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, back. Draw circles with the shoulders. And now place the hands on the shoulders. Bring the elbows together, and exhale, open the chest. Inhale, kiss the elbows. Exhale, take them behind you, away from the body. And we'll do 1 more. Inhale, exhale, open. Soften the arms forward, take the palms back, and open the arms away. Imagine that you have butterfly wings behind you, so you're tracing those wings behind you. Inhale, up, exhale, back. And feel how the front of the body widens and opens. And then hands back to heart center. Soften them back to your side. Inhale overhead to move back down to the floor. Exhale, fold in half. Place the hands on the mat and step back one knee at a time to sit back on the heels. We'll take a gentle twist on the floor and take one hip down to the mat and swing those legs forward. Coming down onto the spine, you have the hands behind the thighs. Slowly come down, and you can use the thighs as support or for some extra challenge in the abs. You can keep the arms up, and then slowly come down to lay back on the spine. That's hard to do while you talk. So we'll bring the feet into the glutes. Come back to center a little bit, realign. Now send the knees over to the left side, or just either side, it doesn't really matter. We'll take the hands over to this one side, here the left side, and bring them all the way over. So draw a half moon above the head with the right fingertips. Come all the way back. And then look towards the right shoulder. Release both shoulders to the floor as much as possible. If there's space underneath there, that's okay. You'll probably feel a nice opening here in the front of the right shoulder. And you can lift the knees higher for a deeper twist, but make sure that the feet are rested on the floor. Now take the hand, bring it right above the head once again. And we'll switch sides. Knee drops over now to the other side, to your right side. Left hand is on top. And take the left hand above the head, draw a half moon, open the chest, open the shoulders, and come all the way back onto the spine. Remember, you can lift those knees higher or lower depending on where you are in the back today, how much opening you want. And then look over the left shoulder. Continue to extend the breath to bring in more oxygen and energy. And feel a glow around the heart, in front of the shoulders. Bring the hands up overhead now, the left hand, and back to your side. Now push your left hand down to the floor. Come up slightly. This is where the blocks come in. We were going to use them. Please don't mind my blocks. They're a little bit chipped and bitten on. This is what happens when you have kids and pets in the house. So we'll start with one block, kind of making the shape of an eye. So you have a flat block at the top for your head, and then one long ways, flat but long ways for the center of the spine. You can lay over that. The other option too that I like is to take it to the second level this way. This is a little higher, but it feels really good to the front of the body. So you could try either way. Start with the first one or start with this one. We'll actually end class at this point right here. We're just gonna stay there. I could stay there for a very long time. So just depending on how much time you have today, you can take Shavasana in this posture, or if you only have a minute, even that is enough to feel some opening through the front of the body. And as you can see, all of us have different size torsos, so you may have to adjust your blocks. Now you can relax the feet, extend, hands to the side. Or another option is to bring the feet underneath you or bring the feet to the floor. You can also bring knees together, feet apart, tent the legs. That's opening for the lower back. Notice the front of the body, the shoulders and the heart. And feel the whole front warm and open. Awareness on the chest. Notice if you're still holding on to the shoulders. Use the support beneath you to drop those shoulders back. Stay in tune with the breath. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. I'll gently come up, but you can stay. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.